Hey guys, and welcome back to Madbird plays the Banner Saga. This is episode 10, I think, which is possibly the fastest growing Let's Play I've ever done. So, we're here in a worm toe, which we came here to get away from the dredge, who are all coming from the north towards the south, and so we fled across this big expanse of just wasteland to get here. And when we got here, the guy who runs the town was just sort of like, yeah, well, we don't really want you here, so I guess we're just gonna have to leave. Grofheim's quite... Oh, that's right, we're travelling to Grofheim. Grofheim's quite a few days out, says Krumir, but nothing worse than crossing the wastes, I imagine. If there's any way you might find safe for the dredge, it's there. You steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtoe joins you. Plus 62 Val, plus 20 supplies. Thieving bastards, you awakened to hear. The small band of outlaws who had previously joined the caravan made off with a substantial number of supplies while everyone slept, a watchman tells you. Why in the depths were they allowed to join us to begin with? Oh, well, that was a mistake. Up ahead, a scout shouts. Some giant hall, but it's empty. You approach the structure, but recognize none of the markings. The walls seem unsteady at best. Finally, sleeping under a roof, you overhear. Several families begin unpacking. Keep everyone back until you're certain it's safe. Several volunteers search the building with weapons drawn. Just as they are announcing all clear, a Val leans against a support, which gives way, and a third of the structure crumbles. Luckily, no one is injured, but you leave the crumbling building behind. Seems like a totally fair thing to do. You haven't seen Alette for much of the day. When you do find her, she's returning to camp alone from a fair distance away, looking rather sullen. She keeps her eyes on the ground as you approach. Ask her what's going on. I feel like things are changing so quickly, she eventually confides. It's not just that, everything is going so wrong. I've been talking to Akil a lot. This gets your attention. Stay away from him. He's dangerous. I know, she says. That's why I'm talking to him. He won't try to kill us if he likes us. I think he's not the person he seems to be. He just reacts too quickly. When you talk to him, you can tell there's more to him. He told me how he and Onef were kin. Akil had a sister who married Onef, but she died a long time ago. They've been bound since, but then Onef left without him. Just left behind without a word. That's why he came after us. I don't care what he says, stay away. You make it clear you don't want to let going anywhere near Akil. You end up bickering with her, but she finally relents, stalking off back to camp. Confront Akil. You march directly over to where Akil has been forced to stay, far away from the rest of the caravan. He turns as you approach. What did I tell you, Akil? Didn't I say even one wrong look? Who's giving wrong looks? Your girl came to me. Nice of her, I thought. Seeing as how she's the only one who gives a damn about the people around here. What in the depths is that supposed to mean? Look at you, running around, saving everyone's hide, making decisions. Good for you. What kind of life is this? Miserable. Are you making it worth living? I see Alette helping the women, cooking food, taking care of the old, playing with the children, talking to outcasts. Did you know she sews up the wounded every time that you get them bloodied in a fight? Remember when I said you were the leader? Yeah, they join you. But they follow you because of Alette. Kill. Just stay away from her. Far away as you like. All I'm saying is, don't ask her to change who she is. These people need one of her, not two of you. What a dick. See that Godstone up ahead? Guess so. a big weird looking shark whale thing. God, I love all of the fucking designs and stuff in this. The godstone of Madek blooms into view. Upon it is carved a great ocean beast. Jagged stones jut out from the snow like shark fins. It's hard to imagine the Nordfelling wastes being filled with water at one time, but the godstone stands as a reminder of the vast lake it used to look across. "A blessing!" shouts one of the men from your caravan, holding up what looks like a silver coin. "It's a fish scale," he says, pointing out the rainbow pattern that shows in the sunlight. Soon, a curious child has found another hiding in the snow. Then a third is discovered. Perhaps they'll bring us luck, you over here, and before long the caravan has become obsessed with gathering the shining scales. Yeah, let them take their time. By the end of the second day, the scavenger hunt still continues unabated, and even you are starting to feel something in the back of your mind, like you need to have one of the scales. You shake it off, uncertain whether to let this continue. Let's get it out of here. You start to wonder if something unnatural has a hold on their minds when the call to leave is met with open aggression. Iver helps you get them moving again, and you wonder how long they would have kept searching if you had let them. That's sort of creepy. Let's camp. Because my people are all very unhappy. Let's have a rest. Yeah. I only got 12 days of supplies, that sort of worries me. Oddleaf calls you over, grinning. A row of women holding bows of differing age and experience line up before a row of trees in the distance. They fire, doing an impressive job of hitting the trunks. I think they're ready to fill some dredge with feathers. One woman still hasn't shot her arrow. She stands perfectly still. The others watch. Just as the winds shift, she lets go, and her arrow flies not into one of the trees, but a snow rabbit had scurried out from underneath. "Dinner," she says, smiling. A group of men from the caravan approach. "Listen here," says one. "Practice all you want. My wife isn't fighting dredge." The other men agree in chorus. "We don't want to see a battlefield full of dead wives and daughters." Stand by the women becoming fighters. The men argue their point, but eventually relent. "Thanks," said Oddleaf. "To be honest, it was harder than I expected, but the more people who can hold their own, the better." The women return to camp, not just as clansmen, but as fighters. Nice. A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. "I nearly stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something," he says. Patches of blue mottled her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. "Even just carrying her along would kill her in a state like this," says a woman. "We could be in danger here," points out another. Keep moving, but let the healers tend to her. Fighters stay alert for any threat while the caravan moves on. The healers rub the girl's arms and legs under blankets to no avail. An hour later, one healer approaches you with tears in her eyes. She says nothing, only shakes her head. That's grim. You hear a whistle on the wind, and spot a long line of Val up ahead, heading toward you. Behind them is a swarm of dredge, and a trail of bodies leading off into the distance. "Get down here!" barks Cremere. "Don't let them spread out," shouts the lead Val as you approach the battleground. Soon you almost regret finding yourself fighting alongside them, facing off against a daunting number of dredge. Dredge along the battlefield, weapons drawn, blah blah blah. 174 of them, 165 fighters, and 63 Val on our side. Formations! You start comparing weaknesses and strengths, taking into account terrain, morale, and the look of the enemy. If you're careful, you should be able to keep your forces balanced. Give the order. You start rallying your forces and gather your allies to you, preparing to enter the fray. Assault? Ooh! So now we have a Assault with us. What's a keel? Level 1 is what a keel is, fuck that. Assault was with, So it was with Hakon's caravan. Wasn't he the leader of the second group of Val that we came across? Wonder what he's doing out here. I wish I had more Val on hand. Good work, Iver. Fucking slingers, many slingers. I need to get Oddleaf promoted already. You just wait for them to come close to you. How long does her thread the needle thing go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I were to move here, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and move over here then. I really like that move, it's cool. Iver's being the badass, fucking holding everything off himself, as per usual. Nice. I love that attack. I need to use backbiter guy more often. And bang. Saw that one coming. Oh wait, what am I using? Battering ram. Knocks adjacent unit up to 4 tiles of 1 arm damage and 1 per unit they pass through. No, there's no one behind him. Just break his armor a bit. One was near there. That one. Or that one. Let's keep that one. There we go. Oddleaf provided. Gosh, willpower would have taken me out in one go. Oh. Iver's starting to get hit pretty bad. That guy doesn't want to get into anything, he's just fucking happy chilling back there. It's fine by me. Rook's a badass, Jesus Christ. He does a shit ton of damage. No, those things explode. Which is not really what I want to happen. Run through that guy. Nice work. Oh, because he got hit with the thing, did he? Yeah, he did. That's just like the thing. That guy's probably going to come up here. Fucking poor Iver's getting slammed again, as per usual. I'd like to have one of these. Nice. I'd like to have one of these fights where I don't get everyone horribly murdered. That would be nice. No, I should have moved there and god damn it. Oh well. Do 1 damage, Gillette. Work. Jesus. That was a bit brutal. Fine, you can do that if you want. I'll run through there. Impale is so good, I need to use it more often. Alright, shoot this guy. Uh-oh. Explodey things. Where do you put them? I can't tell. Off. Oh no, I should have. Oh, I keep forgetting that I have that. Wasn't very nice. Come over here, impale that guy. Pardon me. Just attack this guy, please. And Ella is dead. God damn it. She within range of him. Crack. I love that animation. I know I say it a lot, but I still do. Victory! Let's just pull back. Dredge give you a wide berth as you scatter into the distance. Nice, nice. And lost 18 fighters and 7 clansmen. 18 fighters and 7 Val, rather. Isn't this a damn curiosity? For the second time I've been sent to find a Val who is heading in my direction with humans in tow. What are the Dredge doing up here? Gods, does anybody know what's going on around here? They leveled Grofheim to the ground. We've been losing ground for days. Jorundur is in Einartoft now. They sent me to gather Kurmir and the rest from Wormtoe when we ran across this bunch of slag. There's a lot more where they came from. Is this all the Val you've got, Kurmir? What have you been doing? Eating each other? Many went to Blotzbalkir. Are you telling me Grofheim is completely gone? And Vogni is dead. Slag on our heels. The Val you sent north are probably dead. The world's ending. Come on, this is old news. We're gathering at Einartoft. That's where we need to go right now. Wait. Fasalt takes a long moment to look over the caravan of men, women and children behind you. Not them. What do you mean, not them? Unless you're a king or a mender, humans don't step foot in Einartoft. Now wasn't the time for this discussion. Damn it, Fasalt, who cares about that? What in the depths happened at Grofheim? Before Fasalt can reply, a low rumble grabs your attention, growling louder by the minute. That doesn't sound good. Even though it's beyond sight, all eyes turn in Grofheim's direction as the rumbling becomes deafening, transforming quickly into cracking and splintering. It's coming closer. Go! Shouts Fasalt, taking off towards Einartoft. Don't stop until you reach Hyderborg. Oh shit, son. That's fucking creepy. Jesus, massive serpents under the ground or something. That was a good defense there, man. After 3 terrifying days of tremors, you reach the godstone of Heiderborg, which is teeming with Val who want to know what is happening. Others busily mend makeshift defences set up around the godstone of Heiderborg, crater of the Val. Hold up, pants for Salt between long gasps of air. We're going to talk. You're still standing. Well, most of you. Rest up, then move on. A mountain just sank into the earth, and something is out there. You're just going to send us away? I don't know who you are, but you're not going to Einartoft. There's a couple of hundred Val there who will back that up. What are we supposed to go? Where are we supposed to go? Back the way we came? We're stuck between 2 mountain ranges. In my direction a few thousand Val, in the other an army of dredge and whatever caused that quake. Einartoft is a Val city. This shouldn't be news to a Val. Give it a rest, for Salt. Don't you recognize who you're talking to? Surprise suddenly flashes across for Salt's face. The other Val start coming closer now. You hear Ingvar being whispered between them. I think this might be the one person you want to let into Einartoft. Your humans come with me. All of them. Salt glances between Iver and Kromir before stalking away, pushing past the mob of curious onlookers. Iver, who are you? Some other time, Rook. You spend the rest of the day recovering. Val come and go in packs, and most of the chatter is about the quake that just sank mountains into the earth, or the dredge that are still on their way. You hear rumours that a massive chasm opened where the earth split. There were other news you can pick up. You get a lot of unfriendly looks from the Val. They're not the sort to warm up to humans, having probably spent most of their lives in the north. All you learn is that they're very distressed about losing Gorkheim, their capital. Einartoft comes off as a last-ditch effort. Suddenly there's a lot of activity. Word comes from below to retreat to the next village over, and you soon see why. A black shadow is sweeping down the valley from the direction of Gorkheim, where the quake, or whatever caused it, has obliterated the mountainside. On closer inspection, it is a veritable ocean of dredge. More than you imagined possible. In their midst is a towering giant of dredge. Blood red from head to toe. You gather your things in short order and join the good many Val, leaving the godstone behind. This has gotten pretty fucking grim all of a sudden. Or grimmer. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to your attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy!" and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying Val. 2 of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Go in after the boy yourself. Wrapping your cloak around you, the smoke, flames, and tent become a blur as you grab the boy and slice through the back canvas with your hunting knife. You meet the ashamed look of the older Val, while the crowd cheers at your heroic act. Unfortunately, the supply wagon did not make it. What in the depths was that about? You mutter to yourself. Something about the fire, Oddleaf tells you. I've heard of this before. They don't like it. Doesn't change what happened. You think to yourself. I have 3 days of supplies. That does not... I'm not happy about that. Wonder what happens if you run out of supplies. Do you just immediately fail, or...? Iver tells you, we can't stay here long. It will take up to 3 days to cross the Burra Pass, so stock up. There's no stopping once we leave. He takes off to speak with the other Val about setting up defences. Dad, says Lett, appearing at your side. I liked old Iver. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you feel the same way. You focus on preparations instead, realising you may be one of the first humans about to set foot in Einartoft. Now let's have a look at the map quickly. Okay, so we are here. We're about to go through the Burra Pass, which at Einartoft, the first Val king found himself unable to push further into the north, cut off by a vast gorge at the crook of the Wormscale Mountains. He had built a bridge of such massive construction that it takes nearly 3 days to cross on foot. As legend goes, the Val only managed to build it by filling the gorge with bodies of dredge and working atop them. And we're heading to Einartoft, which is the home of the first Val king, Einar, who carved his empire into the crook of the Brattabreck and Wormscale Mountains. The Val fortress, hewn into the rock itself, eclipses all but the greater accomplishments in the north. And Grofheim is burnt to the ground. Okay guys, I think we're going to leave it there for this episode. Thank you for joining me. This has been Madbird, this has been the Banner Saga, and I will see you again next time.